Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode on Boundary Line Podcast. Dillon Pink here, along with Sheldon Dougherty on the show. And yes, it's the T20 World Cup time around the corner. Squads have been released, and we are going to be discussing all that and more in our podcast. Very exciting. Some names, not surprising in those squads. Some names pretty surprising that have been left out, and we'll be discussing all that and how the teams line up going ahead into the T20 World Cup there. Before going ahead, requesting all our viewers, please hit the like button, guys. Subscribe to our channel and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family members. And don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section below as well. We'll get straight into it then. Sheldon, my man, how's it going? Important day. Squads have been released and it's looking good. Some interesting names overall in all the squads there. But today, Sheldon, I think we'll discuss India squad. How does the Indian team look? Is it looking good? Some names you think, that have been left out, or not surprising that they've picked all these guys in the team?
Yeah, Dil, we'll start with India, the 2007, of course, T20 champions of the first edition. And here we go. I'll run through the squad quickly, Dil.
Let's go.
Captain Rohit Sharma, no surprise there. Vice captain Hardik Pandya. Jaiswal, the opener. Of course, a big surprise. Virat Kohli's in the squad. Then we have Surya Kumar Yadav in the squad. Rishabh Pant as one keeper. Sanju Samson as the second keeper.
Yeah.
The fighter Shubham Dube making his first World Cup squad. Jadeja's in. Akshar Patel as another spinner. Two more spinners. Kuldeep Yadav, no surprise. Chahal, everyone's favorite. He's back in the India squad. You have Arshdeep Singh, left arm seamer. Jasprit Bumrah is back in. And to round up the squad, you got Mohammad Siraj as the last seamer. Dil.
Interesting squad, Sheldon. Absolutely interesting squad there. I really like the dynamics in the team there. Of course, no surprise, Virat Kohli in the team. Haters were, saying that
Yeah,
should probably be left out. But guys, 500 runs in the IPL and,
yeah,
Mr. Consistent, you can't leave him out, can you? Let's get into a bit of a analysis, Sheldon, into this squad there.
yeah.
Interestingly picked there. They've given Gill and Jaiswal a chance as well. But who do you reckon the openers are going to be, Sharon? We'll start right from the top there. And I think the reserves have been named. I think the reserves are Sanju Samson, Avesh Khan, if I'm not mistaken, and two others, right?
Yeah, Dil. Gill's actually in the reserves. So
Yeah,
Sanju Samson's in the original squad. He's there as the keeper.
yeah.
And Gill, surprisingly, was not in the initial squad. He's in the traveling reserves as well with Avish Khan. But yeah, Dil, looking at their squad, India, we talk about openers. You have three options, I think, to open the batting. Rohit, of course, captain, he's going to open. We know that. You can open with Kohli if you want, or you can open with Jaiswal. Dil. I think they'll go with Jaiswal and probably Kohli at three. What do you think about that? Do you think they'll go that way or Kohli to open?
I am gonna say they're gonna go with Virat Kohli to open. I think
Yeah.
it's just yes, I know he plays one down in most of the games, most of the international games, we should say that there because the openers, if they give a start, and also it helps, I think, a bit with left hand, right hand combination if they go with Jaiswal at the top. But Kohli's been in some insane form, Sheldon. Last year also, this year also in the IPL, you've seen 500 runs just been scored easily. It's just been scored effortlessly, and if a guy that's doing so well at the top there, he can just go and open that. Just give Kohli and Rohit the license to just go after everything, cash in there. The rest of the guys don't have much to do. Hopefully, they don't have a lot to do in the end there, Sheldon.
Yeah, Dil, I think that's a good point you mentioned. I just want to ask you about one thing else. Dil, Sanju Samson, we were debating who will be the keeper in the squad. He, of course, is one of them. Pant is the other, but a big call, Dil. KL Rahul, not in India's squad for the World Cup. I mean, but to be fair, Dil, just before we talk on that, whatever squad India named, there was always going to be some people that miss out. There's too much talent in India for them to put all their 15 players, who are all like guaranteed and no debates. There was always going to be a debate. What did you think about that keeper selection? Do you think Rahul was unlucky, or do you think they got it right with those two?
I would say they got it right. Yes, I know Rahul also right now in the IPL. He's playing so well. And again, another
Yeah,
effortless batsman, and he can bat anyway from opening up till number 5, 6 also. We've seen that, with Rahul there. But I think just based on proper form and just giving a chance to Sanju Samson, I think that's good. I think that they've made the right call because how much can the guy do now to get into the team? How much more? He's
yeah,
leading a team so successfully, in the IPL and been doing a great job there and scoring runs so effortlessly again. So that added to his advantage and maybe the slightly better wicket keeper than KL Rahul, I would say.
Yeah.
when you compare both of them. And obviously Rishabh Pant come back, just gives them that left hand, another left-hander in the squad there if they're going with Rishabh Pant there. And he's also, I think in the top five, top six run getters now in the IPL there. So I think they got it right, Sheldon, with picking both of them. But where do you play them, Sheldon? Where do you think they're gonna line up in your squad? Rishabh Pant or Sanju Samson? Who would you pick?
No, that's a good one. I think I'd start with Punt as the keeper. It's a long tournament, of course, the T20 World Cup. There are a lot of games. They both probably will play at some point, but I think they'll start with Punt as that left-handed option batter in the middle order. And he's just so dynamic as well, Rishabh Pant. So I think he would get the nod. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at some point if Samson's playing. Another point, Dill, I want to ask you about. Chahal's finally back in the India team. He's making a World Cup after a while. A right call, Dill? Or do you feel any other spinner should have gotten that position ahead of him?
I don't think so. There was any other spinner there in line. You see the likes of Bishnoi and
Yeah.
even
Chakravarti?
Chakravarti also, who
Chakravarti.
was there in the reckoning, I think, but I mean, Chahal is just world class, Sheldon. I think
Yeah.
let's all accept that. India missed him when they played the World Cup last year. He would have been devastating there. But they all know that, Chahal right now is just one of the highest wicket takers in the IPL also. And it's just been phenomenal, Sheldon. It's just the way he's come back, taking that into stride there and not let that affect him. I think it's just brilliant. And Chahal will start for me. You need a leg spinner in that team there, and Chahal for me is going to be there. But coming back to the previous one, Sheldon, you said Rishabh Pant, but where would you make him bat? Number three or number five?
I think in that middle order, Dill, probably at number four. I'd bet him at number four, probably, and just there
Okay,
before some of the power hitters in the end. And of course, Shivam Dube, Dill, getting that selection, which I think is thoroughly deserved. He just smoky it around in the middle overs, and he's looking so devastating. I think that was a well-deserved call-up, right, Dill?
absolutely, Sheldon. No doubt about it. I think Shivam Dube has been in some crazy form, I think, over the last few years, and successful campaign with the CSK last year as well. And even this year, I think he's hit twice as much sixes as anybody else in that camp there. So I really feel it's a good call. And certainly he would also start in the team. They just given the kind of form he is in, Sheldon. He's just hitting everything with ease. Even his missed time shots are going for six. That's how crazy he's been, and just the power he's got in him there, Sheldon, to just smack it out of the park there. And I would definitely have him at number five or something in my team. And I would pick Sanju Samson, I think, at one down at number three in my team. After Virat and Rohit, Samson
Okay.
has been doing a phenomenal job there for Rajasthan Royals. So he would be my automatic keeper and bat at number three.
That's a good selection, Dill.
Yeah. And then Sheldon, who do you think is number four? You said is going to be Rishabh Pant for you there in your team, and I would pick Surya Kumar Yadav. Just because he's
Yeah,
just been
of course.
brilliant there.
Yeah.
In that team there, and number six for me would be Hardik Pandya, vice captain. Can come and smoke it around. I know he's not been in the best of form lately. Man, these guys, and especially Hardik Pandya, Jadeja, all these guys, they may seem they're out of form, but come an important game, they somehow get the
Yeah.
best out of themselves, Sheldon. So that's interesting there. But Sheldon, moving ahead to the fast bowlers, who do you think India is going to start with there?
I think Bumrah certain Dill. I think Siraj's form is a bit hit and miss, but I think India will back him to start there as well. I think you have Pandya, of course, as the fourth seamer there, and Arshdeep Singh, I think, got to play as well. So I think they'll start, depending on the pitch also. If it's a spinning track, they might play the extra spinner and Kuldeep and Chahal. They'll play both
Yeah.
of them. But yeah, I think if it's a seaming track, you'll start with the three, and then you have Pandya as the extra seamer. But yeah, Bumrah's certainty, and I think the rest they could rotate depending on the pitches.
Yeah, I would definitely pick Arshdeep Singh and Bumrah there because
Yeah,
that left-hand seamer option is there for India, and
yeah,
Bumrah, of course, one of the all-time greats now for India. He's just been in that sort of form, Sheldon there, and of course the extra seamer I think is Avish Khan there in the team with Mohammad Siraj. So either or, they would pick based on form. And you're right, Siraj not been in the best of form there. So maybe Avish Khan I would tilt to initially, at least give him a good start leading up to those games there. And the spinners for me, Jadeja, of course, plays. Jadeja,
yeah.
Chahal, and maybe another seamer or spinner, depending, Sheldon. So that would round up my team there. And Yeah, so it's interestingly, but do you think, Sheldon, with the India's team, did they miss anyone apart from Mikhail Rahul? I thought Ruturaj Gaikwad was a good pick. Someone who's been in tremendous form there, even much better form than Jaiswal and Gill, I would say. Because he's been good. He's been leading CSK also really well. So did you feel that somewhat Ruturaj missed it?
I feel he's very unlucky as an opener, Till, because if he was at three, or if he was at four, maybe it would suit him better, like how Samson bats at three, so
Yeah.
that kind of suits the way he plays. But I think India do look like they're going to go with Rohit and Kohli opening, and
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't really debate anyone can get in ahead of those two because those two are world class. Yes, you can have your doubts. You can say strike rates, this strike rates that Kohli in a World Cup for India carries them. I mean, we saw him in the last T20 World Cup, one of the greatest T20 knocks ever in that opening game.
Yeah. Oh my
When the
God.
rest of the team were pretty much down and out, he came in, he played terrifically well. Yes, don't worry about Kohli's strike rate. Whatever pitch it is, he'll find a way to score.
And
And
it's still
Rohit,
good. His strike rate is
yeah,
still
of
good
course,
even
yeah,
now.
exactly. It's
147, 148, man. Like, come on.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And Rohit, we saw him last 50 over World Cup, led by example, played a fearless brand of cricket, helped India. And yeah, I think those two will open and then they'll build the team around them.
Absolutely, Sheldon there. But where do you reckon India's going to finish now with the squad?
Dill, I think it's a really good squad. Whatever squad India put in a World Cup is always a very good squad. I think I don't want to predict a winner or a finalist yet, but I'll just predict whether I think they'll make the semis or not.
Yeah,
So I think India for sure will be in the semis. They'll be one of the top four sides. I think they're too good a side not to make the semis.
yeah.
And yeah, with that squad, India could easily win it. And yeah, they're one of the favorites going in for sure.
Oh, yes, absolutely right there. India, of course, looking really good there with that squad, like Sheldon said there. Unfortunately, some of the nice names they have been left out there. But Sheldon, before we wrap up India's analysis there, did you think Sandeep Sharma missed the bus there? I thought he was, he's been in some insane form, Sheldon, and an underrated guy in the IPL, like we discussed in one of our podcasts.
Yeah, Dil, I thought Sandeep Sharma and Natarajan were two guys who perhaps could have got that extra seamer spot because India took a lot of spinners if you look at it, because they took Aksar as well as a backup.
Yeah.
They of course have Jadeja who's top notch, and then they have Kuldeep and Chahal. So maybe that's one area you look at it and say they could have taken another seamer, another frontline seamer there. So it could have been probably a Sandeep or a Natarajan. But yeah, Dil, Sandeep's been excellent and probably a bit unlucky. I thought he's been bowling better than Avesh Khan too. In
Oh,
fact,
yeah.
I think he's a better bowler than Avesh Khan. So, but yeah, maybe they see Avesh's death bowling that's improved of late. So maybe that's the area why they're taking him to that World Cup.
Absolutely. Indian fans, let us know in the comment section what you guys thought about the squad there, who you think is going to start for India and who you think is going to be on the bench there. That's it from now on this podcast, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And it's been an absolute pleasure bringing this video to you guys. As usual, don't forget to share the video, guys. And thank you for the continued love and support that we've been receiving. And do stay tuned for more videos. Thank you so much.